You are now tuning into The Vibe with your boys podcast. Starring Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy. You dig?
It's your boy Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy, and we are back with another episode of Vibe with your boys podcast. Yes, sir. Yep, episode 11, Mega. You good?
I'm good.
Seemed like you was offering a nice little...
No, I'm ready.
You ready for this episode?
I'm ready.
Yes, it's been a pretty interesting week. Probably one of the most interesting weeks we done had since we started off our episodes.
And we had some pretty interesting weeks.
That just goes to show the magnitude of how interesting.
Matter of fact, we started off with entanglement. So you tell me how interesting it has been.
I can see why you would think that Bosquito, but it's definitely been, I think, a good week. Mixed emotions as far as, you know, personally. But you know what's crazy? I'm not gonna go into detail, but my year has been pretty good.
Okay.
In the last 2 weeks, the inconveniences that's happened to me are so like little, but it's like damn.
Yeah, I see what
that's how good my year's been going. It's like
that's probably like one of the worst things that happened this year.
Yeah, but it's like so small when you think about it. So gotta give things to the big man.
I'm not sure what inconvenience you're talking about, but I think we're talking about the same inconvenience. Are we?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's thanks to big man. How you?
Interesting to say the least.
Interesting to say the least, man. So hopefully y'all have had a great week since you've last watched us.
I must never been in love before. Go ahead.
Come on, they must have
never been in love before.
Okay. So our last 2 episodes have kind of been about relationships, but not really, you know, in detail. Just, you know, some of the news that's been going on with relationships. And if you watch some of our previous episodes, you've seen that every time we talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez whole situation, we never have any updates. We never really have the story, and I'm here to tell you, we still don't have the story. We still don't have the story, but we do have updates. Now, probably it's been about 2-3 months. I think it happened in July. That Tory Lanez was accused and allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion. Of course, we also covered her going on IG Live, basically confirming that indeed Tory Lanez did shoot her. Now, up until that point, Tory has kept quiet. He stayed quiet until I like being accurate when it comes to days, broski. Until September 25th. He took to Twitter and IG and he said basically he's been silent for too long and it's time for him to tell his truth. And he posted a time, 9 p.m. Pacific time, which if you're on the East Coast, 12 a.m. to where some people thought it was going to be an IG Live, and boom. He did not just drop a song, he dropped a whole 17 song album project.
Don't call it an album. What he dropped, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call lyrical venom.
Lyrical venom.
It's what I call volcano eruption.
Okay, volcano eruption.
It's what I call, I was up 4 o'clock in the morning and I had to wake up at 6 o'clock to listen to this album. This is what he dropped. He dropped a masterpiece. Go ahead, continue. I ain't like that word album.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, I ain't like the word album.
Okay. So we clearly see what he thinks of the album as far as its lyrical content, the emotion, the framework.
This album was so great, I felt like I shot Megan Thee Stallion. That's how great that album was.
That's pretty damn great. Now, mind you, I think before we move on and get into some of the details of what's transpired with this story, Meg, are you like would you call yourself, before the album dropped, would you call yourself a casual Tory Lanez listener?
Casual, but I became more and more of a fan as the time gone by, like the last year. But I also said pretty casual.
Casual.
I wouldn't run to listen to a Tory project.
Yeah, just casual. If you hear something you like,
Yeah.
you're not opposed to listening to a Tory Lanez song.
Yeah.
But as far as like this album, like you never listened to a Tory Lanez album
Yeah.
or like the Tory Lanez album this much.
Mm-hmm. I can almost guarantee you, I listened to it at least 100 times. Like songs, like at least 100 times.
Okay.
Then it came out.
Me? I would say I've definitely listened to Tory Lanez probably more than you, more familiarized. Probably going back since high school, before Tory got on, I was up on his music. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but when he has dropped, I do go ahead and check it out, you know. So this project, I can agree with Mega, is a pretty darn good album, and that's where we're going to drop off as far as, for now, of how we think about the album, because the content and context of the album is speaking about what he's been quiet about, which is the shooting or the incident of Megan Thee Stallion that happened in California that night. And he gets personal. He confirmed things that we alluded to but did not know for sure. Him and Megan were in a relationship that they kept quiet, not just from the world, seemingly from some people around them, from friends and things of that nature, until, you know, they became known to the people in their circle. So yeah, we're gonna get into the lyrics. There is some key lyrics that I feel like before we speak and give our thoughts, we should point out. From the first song moving forward, he started right off the bat. Megan, people trying to frame me for a shooting, but them boys ain't clean enough.
Are we starting to break it down?
That's the
All right,
one.
So okay, go ahead.
The next one, girl, you have the nerve to write that statement on that affidavit, knowing I ain't do it, but I'm coming at my truest. And this like these lyric recap is for people, because I'm pretty sure, you know, not everybody's going to go ahead and listen, and neither do you need to. You know, it's fine with getting information, you know, through the shade rooms and things of that nature, or even this podcast right here. We're going over some of the lyrics. Another one, but them people in your ear, they the true ones that I fear. They really got you thinking that Tory Lanez would do you in for real. Don't forget you was my bitch. I held it down and kept it real. I would never paint no fake picture of you just for some mills. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. So, and you can stop and kind of go back and try to catch some of those lyrics, but those 4 or 5 different bars with those lyrics, all is a picture painted by Tory Lanez of him being either framed or innocent of the accusation of Megan Thee Stallion claiming that he shot her, and that's the picture that Tory is painting. Now, is he? If that is true, I don't know. Megan has made an allegation against him, and I think one thing that is clear to me, just paying attention, that Megan was shot. I don't think that's a refuted, like something that you can refute. I'm not one of those people that are trying to come up with, you know, all this type of she wasn't shot or
and he didn't
she
deny
stepped on glass. He didn't, and he didn't deny that she was shot. Now there was a picture and a medical report that came out that I will get to later. But what are some of your thoughts, Mega? Hearing some of those first verses from Tory Lanez of him, you know, saying that he didn't do it, like he's innocent, basically. So,
from the very beginning, when this whole thing came out, when we heard, and it was just rumors that Megan was shot, and then later reports started coming out was saying that she had glass in her foot, or she cut her foot with glass and whatever. then she came out and she said that during the her initial IG, she said that she was cut by glass because she was fearful that she would get gunned down, whatever, or she didn't want none of them to get gunned down, which I understand. And to your point, we was behind the scenes, we were speaking, and you said, okay, when you got in the police car and you were safe and everybody was, the scene was cleared up and everybody was going to wherever they were going, you didn't feel the need to say anything there. You went to the hospital, you didn't feel the need to say anything there, right? So here's my thing. Allegedly, Megan was drunk, and from what I hear, Megan drinks a lot. Especially.
Okay, so before you move forward, is this like a theory of yours?
I'm gonna say what I think.
Okay.
From beginning, what I got.
That actually happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think.
All right.
Megan was clearly drunk, clearly drinking, whatever the case may be. Now, what I personally think is, I'm gonna tell you what I think happened, and I'll go ahead and whatever. What I personally think happened is, with the whole I stabbed my foot, whatever the case may be, I feel like when you're drunk, you can't really think clear. You can't come up with a story that if you can't really come up with a clear story, right? Mm-hmm. So I personally think she said that her foot was cut, whatever the case may be, because that would be the easiest way to get out of the situation at first,
yes.
Right? Without even having to put too much thought into it. Because you go ahead and say, okay, because what I personally think is happening, they were fighting for the gun. I think Megan was mad about whatever. Some tussle happened with the gun. Now, I'm hearing some reports or some theories that it was a tussle between her and the best friend, and Tory stepped in. I'm hearing that she went for a gun, allegedly went for the gun, and then a tussle started happening, shots fired off, she got hit, whatever the case may be, and she was too drunk to really recall the situation. I'm hearing all that. I personally think one of those got to be true. Me personally. Because I'm going to tell you why. I'm not defending Tory. I don't know Tory. I never met Tory. I never spoke to Tory. I don't know nothing about Tory. But for this man to go on this album, drop 17 songs of him pretty much saying that he didn't do it. He's crying out for her love, saying that, I still want to work this out, whatever the case may be. It's not true that I'm mad at. It's the people that's putting stuff in your ear. It's either two things. It's either he a psychopath or he a psychopath. If you actually went and physically just shot her. Now, if it was a tussle for it, it happened, okay, I understand. Because he did not deny not one time in that song that he shot her. Now, I see a lot of you guys saying that there's a line that says, oh, you remember in your head?
About the shooting?
Yeah.
Is it how you get shot in your foot and it don't hit no bones and tendons?
Yeah. And then it says, how you witness if you were walking away or something of that nature?
Yes.
A lot of people are saying that also he's pretty much denying that she didn't get shot, and he's denying that, how you know it was me if you were walking away. I didn't get that from that. What I got from it is, you claim that you were walking away and you got shot, how you witnessed it. I think when he was coming with that is that they was fighting for the gun. You were not walking away. It was a tussle for the gun and the gun went off.
Basically, he's questioning her story of how things happened.
You were not walking away. That's what I got from it. And then the whole, you got shot in your foot but you ain't no tendon, no bones. From the beginning, I said, because your foot is made of straight bones and tendons. I ain't no doctor. But I hurt I messed up my ankle playing ball before. When I went to the doctor, they had to run the whole little scan, whatever.
You seen your foot under
it's
X-ray
straight
machine.
small bones and tendons and ligaments and whatever. Mm-hmm. So, if I shot you directly in your foot, I'm not saying it ricocheted. I'm saying if I shot you directly in your foot, how did it not hit nothing? That's all I'm saying. Now, it could have ricocheted. It probably, grazed there, whatever the case may be. Like, once again, I'm not a doctor. But, so those are the two things I got from that line. And the very first time she went on IG, and she made her little statement and this, that, and the third, what I told you, I was like, the story's not complete. And he didn't just shoot you.
And let me don't forget your point, kind of interject with that. The reason why I also thought the story was not complete was Megan's explanation. And I'm going to go forward with this. I've seen a lot of responses from people, to me personally, just on the net, when a black woman comes forward, or any woman, some people say, about a domestic dispute, why is it that they're never believed or anything like that? And me personally, this is how I carry things. And this is in my day-to-day life with anybody. Somebody comes to me with some information about what happened and they're accusing somebody of something else or whatever, I say, okay. Now, that person, depending on what the situation is, I first take that and I process it, but I also want to know what that other person has to say. Now, somebody said something and posed a question on Twitter. If your sister or your daughter came to you and said that somebody shot them, are you going to say, oh, I want to hear what that other person has to say? And my answer to that was, I don't need to know what that other person has to say. What I want to know is that you're telling me
the full truth,
the complete truth, the complete, absolute truth.
And whatever I decide to do based off the truth you told me, I don't want to later go back and hear anything different from what you told me.
It cannot be nothing else. And the reason why I say that is there are too many people in jail who went off of somebody else's word to try to defend somebody else, to where it ended up not being the case. Whether, oh, this guy tried to mess with me, or this happened, or that happened, or you were too scared to tell the real truth. So a parent goes and do something to a kid, things of that nature. There's too many situations of that. So not that I'm doubting you, you could be telling me pretty much the truth, but I need to know the whole truth.
Yeah.
Because if somebody shot my daughter or my sister or whatever, a female in my life, I really don't need no explanation, but I just need the truth. Because there's really no excuse to shoot a woman, especially when your life is not in danger. There's no excuse, really, and there's really no reason, at least no good reason. And I said all I have to say is Megan's response to or saying that Tory shot me. Yes, Tory shot me for no reason. And I said, whoa, I understand. And hear me when I speak, because there's people like to misconstrue words. I understand there is no good reason for Tory to have shot Megan, especially if his life was not in danger.
I won't say there's no good reason, but from what information we're getting, it was no good reason.
If his life was not in danger,
if your life is not in danger,
there is no good reason.
Yeah,
if your life is not in danger.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there is a reason. I don't care if it's a small reason, a dumb reason, a reason that's not good enough. At the end of the day, there is a reason that he did what he did. Whether he was drunk, whether you guys were arguing, which she did kind of allude to. There was an argument. She said she got out of the car and decided she was either going to walk or go somewhere else.
She said she was going to walk to her house that she was renting.
So there was some type of she did kind of allude to there was some type of argument, but the no reason, that was something that I was like, okay,
that's not true.
That's not actually true. And granted, she doesn't need to come out and tell the whole thing. I understand that. There's some things that she's gonna not come out and say. The whole point of making that IG live is to defend herself against people coming for her and things like that, and trying to tear down her character. And then she also said in there, before she made the IG live, there was reports coming from multiple sources that she was jealous about Kylie and had an issue
the first reports I heard
about Kylie. And she also went on there to say, I was not mad about no Kylie. I did not put my hands on nobody. Things like that. So she refuted those out the gate. And with Tory Lanez dropping his project, he addressed everything. Everything. And we're going to get to the Kylie stuff later and things like that. One thing I want to touch on. There's 4 people in the car. You said your theory of you believe there was a struggle, correct? And I'm not here to say that Megan is lying. I'm not here to say that Tory is telling the truth. I don't know what happened that night. But you, and I'm putting that whoever may feel this way, is not going to make me believe a person, because I have my own mind and I can think And what I choose to look at is what I choose to look at. And I try to look at everything and take everything in. 4 people in the car.
4. Okay.
Tory said Megan shot her. I mean, Megan said Tory shot her. Megan's best friend, ex-best friend seemingly at this point.
And there's a reason why she's the ex-best friend.
Yeah. I don't know how many shootings there's been to where your friend gets shot and you don't want to try to be there for her as much as possible.
There's a reason.
Because you guys were there that night.
It was for you guys.
You guys were there that night, so clearly you guys were friends.
You guys were friends up until that point.
So, Megan's ex-best friend.
If niggas shoot your best friend, you're not going to turn your back on your best friend.
That's like something happened in Young Miami.
And JT, Bay, just be like, I don't want
fall out.
Bay go hang with some other people.
So,
having a little battle with a little fly.
So, yeah, so that happened, and I believe her name is Kelsey. She came out before Tory even spoke and said, it isn't what it seems. And the only thing that it seemed like was what was coming from Megan's side. So if the narrative is already that Tory shot Megan, and her ex-best friend comes out and says it wasn't seen, that gives me questions. That gives me questions because when it just came out, Tory shot Megan, I was kind of leaning towards the side of like, damn, this nigga did that. That's crazy.
And later on in the lyrical breakdown, I got a little bit more insight on the type of person the best friend is. So continue.
So, and now recently after Tory has dropped his project, somebody said if Tory didn't do it, that means Kelsey shot her. And
there was a tussle.
And well, I'm just that comment. The comment said if Tory didn't do it, Kelsey shot her. Now that comment is not significant. That comment is not important. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of comments like that. What makes that comment significant is the reply by Tory Lanez when he says, "That's not true." So right there, he's refuting the claim that Kelsey shot Megan. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world.
One more person in the car.
But I know how to subtract and I know how to add.
Especially
Megan's in the car. Her friend is in the car. Tory is in the car. The security is in the car. Tory say he didn't do it, and Kelsey say that. Well, Kelsey didn't say that. Tory didn't do it, but Tory also said that Kelsey didn't do it. So coming from Tory's side, he said he didn't do it, and Kelsey didn't do it. That leaves 2 other people. 2 other people. And is it possible that the security guard shot her? Yes. But if the security guard shot her, my question would be, why is Megan saying that Tory shot her? You guys following me, right? It can only be so many different scenarios with 4 people in the car.
There's another thing I thought about too. Alright. If the security guard shot Megan, not only why are you saying Tory shot him, but wouldn't it just be better like, okay, the security shot me? Why would you say Tory shot me? And if the best friend shot Megan, why would they say Tory shot me? You could just say the best friend shot me. I'm saying, what's the point of bringing Tory down if Tory didn't shoot you, right? Continue.
So that's, and if you don't understand what I just said, I'm not saying what is true, but if you don't understand what I just said, you're not trying to understand, and that's fine because everybody has their own brain, and some people like to ignore certain things, but whatever. So that being said, if Tory's saying he didn't do it and Kelsey's saying that he didn't do it, that leaves the security. No fingers have been pointed at the security as of yet. Like no elbows, no toes, no eyes, nothing. So I think give me a moment here. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the lyrics here. Okay. I'm gonna just say that just so y'all can know what was going on. No, that was not another Tory and Megan update. Doc Rivers is out of head coaching job in the Los Angeles Clippers, which if you're probably watching this episode, depending on if you're female or not, you probably don't know who that is. So that's for our Talk Sports with the Boys episode, and we'll definitely have something to say on that. Whew. Steve Ballmer not playing no damn games. I tell you, but he's trying to win. All right.
Tyron Lue gonna get the job though.
So going back to the lyrics, when you start lying to your best friend about us doing things and hoping she ain't entertained, or is it strange when the love coming with secrets and the games? If you got shot from behind, how can you identify me? It's funny how you got these little foo-foo four-plaque, etc., etc. It's rap niggas out here telling Megan she should go and tell, but she won't tell the truth because I'll be kicked up in my hotel.
So what's the truth?
And why would she tell the truth? He'll be kicked up in his hotel. Because that means if Tory is saying if Megan tells the truth, I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be chilling. And Tory also this a few times that Tory gets very much in his feelings on this track, and this is kind of refuting that he would ever even cause damage to Megan or any woman. In fact, grace of God, you know the truth, so I'm gonna beat them cases. Once again, he's saying that Megan knows the truth, your people know the truth, so I have nothing to worry about. I'm going to beat those cases. I would never put my hands on a woman dog. I would never let it blam on a woman dog, blam meaning shoot. Because if you know me, then you know just how I'm coming, dog. Because I don't work too hard to throw this out for any one of y'all. Now, once again, Megan made that point in the beginning of the episode. It's either Tory is a psychopath or a psychopath if he's lying. Now, me personally, how I live in my day-to-day life, I don't assume and jump to see the worst in anybody. I try to look for the best in people, even when I don't like them. Even when I don't like them. And me not knowing Tory, me being, you could say, a casual fan of his music or a fan of his music, I'm not going to jump to assume that Tory is the most evil person on this earth. Because only somebody who is evil
could make that type of album?
Could say the stuff that he's saying and actually be guilty of what he's being accused of.
Unless he's sick.
Or sick. Evil or sick. And
double personalities, all this
if he's
stuff.
sick making this type of music, Tory is one talented brother that needs some help. Tory lying?
Yes.
You got our take on what he is. Now, I want to incorporate some other things because it seems to be people are always moving the goalpost on domestic disputes and what we deem, what we don't tolerate and what we do tolerate, what we don't condone and what we do condone. And I'll be the first to tell you, double standards exist and they're never going to change. And I understand that. But for the people who don't, who want to cancel, not even equal, who want to cancel Tory Lanez, want to cancel this person, or still have canceled Chris Brown, you know, or even some of the people who love Chris Brown, which they should. His incident is long past, and we're not going to get into that. But condemn Tory Lanez. What is your stance on domestic disputes? What is your stance on it? Let me know. Is it okay for a female to put her hands on a male, or a woman on man? You know, some people be tripping up the pronouns and stuff like that. Is that okay? Will you cancel a celebrity female or woman for putting their hands on a man? If your answer to that is yes, then me and you have nothing to talk about. If that's your honest answer. Because you just have your beliefs and you stand in your beliefs. And I respect anybody who stands strongly in their beliefs. Mm-hmm. But if your answer was no, or it's not that serious, then I have something to say about you. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite, or you just like certain artists more than other artists, so you're willing to tolerate certain things from other artists. which will still make you a hypocrite, but I'm just adding context to it. I see something on Twitter, good old Twitter. Somebody said that Jay-Z has the power. He owns Tidal. He has the power to remove Tory Lanez music from Tidal. And I'm pretty sure that may be true. And somebody quoted it and said, if that's the case, he should start with Solange. And I looked at it and I was like,
yeah.
And some people will say, oh, you can't compare what Tory Lanez did to Meg allegedly to what Solange definitely did do to Jay-Z. And I would say, is it because Tory allegedly shot Megan in the foot? Is it because there was a gun involved? Is it because that, you know, we didn't see any bruises from Jay-Z? We just saw some elevator footage that clearly showed Solange, you know, putting hands on Jay-Z? What is your reasoning? Are they not both domestic disputes? And if your answer is one that has a gun involved, I would say okay. A weapon is the issue. I would then bring up Safari saying that sometime back in the day of their relationship that Nicki Minaj allegedly stabbed him, to where the 911 was called, the paramedics arrived, and to protect Nicki Minaj, he said, I tried to commit suicide. And if I have any, what is Nicki Minaj fans called?
The Barbs?
The Barbs. If I have any of the Barbs watching, my question to you is, what do you have to say to that? Because that's not something that has been refuted. Really, that was reported by TMZ. There's multiple articles on the net accusing Nicki Minaj of that happening, but nothing ever being done. And if you're saying that, oh, that was accused and alleged, Tory Lanez is the alleged shooter of Megan Thee Stallion. So I'm not telling you to pick sides. I'm telling you to
keep the same energy, bitch.
Keep the same energy. If he is alleged of doing something, he is alleged of doing something. And if let's say we accept all of that as the truth, what is the difference between what Tory did to Megan, and what Safari, what Nicki did to Safari? Is it because we look at Safari as corny and he's a man and a joke that we don't really care? Or is it because that Nicki Minaj is such a megastar, and that's Nicki Minaj,
she's a female, yeah,
and she's a female, that we'll let it slide? What is your take? We're always moving the goalpost on what we allow and what we don't allow.
Last year we seen Bow Wow, a mugshot of Bow Wow come out, and he got beat the fuck up. Bruises, scars all over his face, and we made fun of him. And we, as in y'all, made fun of him, called him short. He got beat up, got put memes and different gifs and stuff online. If it was the other way around, with half the bruises, half the scars, one scar, it doesn't matter, Bow Wow would have been done for. First of all, y'all already think Bow Wow's done for, but he would have been done. We seen Sway Lee, I believe it was maybe last year, get abused every week on Instagram by his girlfriend. Hitting him, throwing stuff on him, bashing in his car, everything. And we made a whole bunch of fun of it. It feels the other way around. Fabulous and Emily. There was a situation that happened in the house where Fabulous and Emily got into a confrontation. Emily B, I believe her name is.
Yeah,
Emily B, her father was involved. Allegedly there was a gun involved, but I believe the gun was inside the house or something of that nature. Woody whoop. And y'all was ready to cancel Fabulous.
And I think it resulted in Emily losing some teeth.
If I believe the story correctly.
Don't quote me on that, but it's something coming in. But go ahead.
Right, and stuff of that nature. All I'm saying is, when it comes to these domestic violence cases, I understand double standards exist. Certain double standards are never going to go away. And quite frankly, I don't want them to go away, because I think that's how the world goes. there's double standards. So, man, okay,
double standards.
So double standards, it happens. It's never going to go away. But when it comes to the domestic violence thing, we have to keep the same energy. I understand a guy is more powerful, you're stronger, this, that, and the third. That's all that is true. But if I won't put my hands on you. You don't put your hands on me. Now, granted, I'm all against you hitting a female, all that extra stuff, and I feel like you should try to restrain yourself as much as possible.
And also, let us be clear. If it came out, we said that if Tory is lying and he did shoot Megan, he's evil. Also, that's despicable. That's horrible.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
There's no.
You're sick.
Yeah. That. So I'm gonna make that once again clear. If that is the truth, Tory Lanez is trash. Yeah. Especially if it's the alleged story.
Not the album. The album is great. The album is great.
Especially if it's the alleged story that's saying that he was waving the gun and said dance, bitch, dance.
Oh, you're evil. I can't even listen to that album no more. Nah, I'm not saying it's not a great album. It's great. It's a masterpiece.
And that's not really a believable story, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
But I just want to say we gotta look at domestic violence as domestic violence. You're not saying that it's domestic violence is less violence because it's coming from a female standpoint as opposed to a male. You feel me? We got to keep the same energy all over the board. I'm not even going to go into the fan stuff. I'm not even going to the fan. I'm just talking about basic everyday life because that's something that happens all the time. So that's all I had to say about that.
And I think I've made my points clear. That there's a whole bunch of stuff that I could say. I was just trying to understand your reasoning for trying to, get Tory out of there. And if you want to get Tory out of there, okay, whatever, offer allegations.
A lot of you guys want to cancel Tory. I don't even listen to Tory in the first place. How you going to cancel somebody you don't listen to? Like,
how you going to stop supporting somebody you
never supported in the first place? So it's like, bro.
That's like somebody saying, that's why I don't watch your podcast.
You never watched it in the first place.
You think it's going to hurt me? But anyways, yeah. And once again, Tory talked about it a lot. He said, does cancel culture really even exist? That sounds like something that some white man made up for black people to turn on each other. Cancel culture. Like,
white people don't cancel each other.
White people don't cancel each
Matter
other.
of fact, when you go through stuff as a white person, that comeback is real. But for some reason, black people, we don't have a comeback. And it's life, though. I mean, it's been like that since the beginning. Mm-hmm. We can't fuck up. We can't afford to fuck up as black people, and I understand that. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, we so quick to cancel our own people. Mm-hmm. Off little. I'm not. This is far from Tory. Because if Tory shot Megan, it's not little. I'm saying from the most little stuff that can happen, we're quick to cancel our own people. When the odds are already stacked against us from the beginning. You feel me? So how are we gonna cancel our own stuff if we technically already canceled in the world? I was like, bro, we gotta really like open your fucking eyes, bro. Open your eyes,
bro. Something else that I said I would touch on later, and then later is now, is once again Megan was saying that she was not bothered by Kylie, was not jealous about Kylie, did not put hands on Tory. Tory Lanez said in the song Queen and Slim, I believe, me and Kylie still off in the pool. We just chilling, kicking it. Shit was cool. Both of us didn't know you was tripping. Even though I got a crush on Kylie, I would have left with you if I knew you was dipping for the simple reason. You invited me, but I can't act like Shawty didn't excite me. I had took a wrong turn that night. And I believe in the next line he goes on to say, but not for what people think. That right there is Tory Lanez confirming, if what he's saying is true, that Megan was indeed mad or salty or tripping that he was giving Kylie attention, which he admitted. He got caught up a little bit. He with Kylie Jenner. He probably been around Kylie Jenner like that. His exact
words is Kylie Jenner looks very angelic,
like a baby in a manger.
An angel, bro.
So that's.
She probably smelled good too.
I wouldn't bet my money against it. I wouldn't bet my money against it at all.
And her skin probably soft.
I also wouldn't bet my money against that. Okay.
Now, for all you guys, all you people out there, guys and females saying that, have I seen the pictures of Kylie before all the surgery?
What's your point?
Okay.
But, and clearly Tory Lanez didn't care nothing about that either. So, regardless though, so if Tory is saying this and Megan is saying that, once again, somebody is lying because she said nobody was mad about no Kylie.
You know what she said it too. Ain't nobody was mad over no Kylie.
Like, bitch, I'm Megan. Which Megan is Megan? Don't get me wrong.
She's Kylie Jenner.
No, I'm talking about look.
She's Kylie.
What are you trying to say?
Megan look good. Megan, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Kylie, man.
Okay, Kylie look good, but that's a Stallion.
Kylie could be a Stallion too.
Oh, you talking about? I ain't gonna make that.
I'm saying. Let me stop before all the black woman activist people start coming at me. Oh, here going the black man putting a white woman over a black woman. Shut up. You got that. Ooh. Shut up.
But I don't know, man. It's now we haven't heard nothing from Megan, which you don't need to speak. I wasn't expecting.
Megan, don't drop an album.
I'm not one of those people that was expecting Megan to come out. You know, she's been seen having fun, posting a picture, looking all good with 2 rings that say "fuck you" and things like that. You know, basically her response, and that's cool. That's cool. You know, but the truth will come out. I think I was watching the Breakfast Club and I seen that Tory Lanez has court in October. I'm pretty sure it's not trial, probably just court, you know, probably for whatever, you know, pre-trial stuff and things like that nature. So we will definitely see, man.
I mean, it's very interesting to see because if it was a theory that I think about the whole gun tussle and stuff like that, then her fingerprint will be on the gun.
And that I don't know if we have any information on whose fingerprints were found on the gun. What I can say, there are reports, and I'm not sure how true this is. No gun residue was found on Tory.
And if you shoot a gun?
No gun residue was found on Tory. So, now, I believe it was his gun, but once again, no gun residue was found on Tory. There was another point that I wanted to... Oh! Now, if it comes out that Tory didn't do it, what are you guys gonna do to say to Tory? I'm sorry.
He should never put himself in that situation.
He should never put himself in a situation. Why didn't he say anything? Why didn't he speak up? Why didn't he just come out and say who did it? You know what you got to do, right? You have to buy Tory Lanez album. If it's $9.99, $13.99.
And I ain't talking about streaming it either.
No, you have to buy it. That's the only way an apology I would accept.
Buy it twice, matter of fact.
You have to buy his album. If it comes out that Tory Lanez is innocent, you have to buy his album because it is no reason at all that you guys should be trying to condemn a man without the truth coming out, the full truth. There's 3 sides to every story. What you say, what I say, and the truth. Because my truth is different from your truth. But the truth is gonna be the absolute truth. Even if I got 99% of it correct, it's not 100% of the truth. So, what energy are you gonna have towards Megan?
Once again, anybody that's saying this album is trash is either you didn't listen to it or you're being biased. And I understand. I get it. Rick Ross, top 5 favorite artist of all time, rapper of all time. I know you didn't listen to the album. Because ain't no way you would have said it was trash. Talking about that piece of trash you put out. I ain't no. You didn't listen to the album.
Ross didn't listen.
Yeah, you didn't listen to the album. Now listen. If it came out, this man was on some psychopath type of shit, I may not listen to the album again. But I'm not going to deny that album was a masterpiece. That's what I'm saying. Anything you want to say about this? I know you felt very, very passionate about this topic that we was talking about. You felt very passionate about it. Nah, I feel like you still got more to say, but I don't got enough time for that. But like, you got majority of it out.
Yeah. majority was out. And real quickly,
I know.
we'll end it off.
Yeah, I know.
No, we're off for that. Slim Jimmy allegedly punched. Well, it's not really too alleged. Punched the teeth out from his ex-girlfriend, and to where his pictures and things like that being shown. His mom came to her defense, saying that men should be protected from toxic women. So it seems like we're gonna have more to talk about in the upcoming weeks with that. Slim Jimmy commented under the Shade Room post saying, "You guys will be hearing from my lawyers." That is not true. We'll see, man. I must say though, Ray Sherman, it's pretty cold right now. More than likely because they don't even put out music. It's probably been about 2 years, I want to say, since their last album. So they're cold for that reason, but it's probably best that it happened now because they're not as big, and there's no touring going on, and Sway Lee's off doing his own thing. So this would definitely be a career hurt when they were at their peak. But we'll keep our ears to the streets when it comes to that, and of course, once again, we still don't know what happened with Tory and Megan. So when we hear something, I'm pretty sure you guys will hear it as well. We'll be on here first thing to talk about it as well. Anything you want to say to the people, Megan, before we end it off?
No, my heart is cold.
You can always come back.
You can always
come back to me. That's what Tory said to Megan.
Bro, Tory hit some notes on that album, bro, that you can only hit if you're truly in pain, bro. The man said that we used to cry in each other's arms.
I'm going to get to that type of
we
stuff.
Used to cry
That's
in
how much
each other's
content. It's so much stuff.
We sat down, we talked about our mother's passing. I used to comfort you. Huh? And I believe that because Megan been going through a lot this year. With the whole manager, with his whole label, whatever the case may be. She lost a mother in the last couple of years. With grandma also, if I'm not mistaken. Feel me? Lost friend. She said it also in Instagram that she's been going through a lot. So I can definitely see crying in each other's arm. You used to take jets to come see me in Miami. I used to come see you wherever you was at. Like, how could you let these people put this in your ear? Man.
But yeah, man. That's our take on it, man. Like I said, you'll be hearing more from us over the coming weeks.
And if you ever been hurt, especially if you're a woman, if you ever been hurt, whatever the hurt is, don't have to be over a nigga, just in general, you could be very vulnerable. And if you're not strong enough at that particular time, people could take a lot of advantage of you. And not because you're stupid, not because you're dumb, you're just not thinking
They
clear.
just caught you at the right time.
You have nobody in your corner. Her mom's gone. That was her biggest backbone. Grandma, her labels, or her ex-label, I'm assuming at this point, no longer on her side. If I'm not mistaken, Rock Nation is a new situation, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you can always come back.
And that being said, man, it's been a great episode.
You can always
I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's Kyle the Kid, Mega the Boy, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, sir, you did. We out.
Yeah!